Hello all. Today we're going to learn about world's second largest major film studio company, 20th Century Fox Film Corporation. Most of us at least once must have heard the name of the company 20th Century Fox Film Corporation. Let us know this company in a much better way. 20th Century Fox Film Corporation, also known as 20th Century Fox, 20th Century Fox Pictures or simply Fox, is one of the 6 major American film studios. Located in the Century City area of Los Angeles, just west of Beverly Hills, the studio used to be a subsidiary of News Corporation, but now it is currently a subsidiary of 21st Century Fox. It is the world's second largest major film studio after Warner Bros. Pictures. The company as we know today was formed on May 31, 1935 as a result of the merger between Fox Film Corporation, founded by William Fox in 1915, and 20th Century Pictures, founded in 1933 by Daryl F. Zanuck and Joseph M. Scheneck. 20th Century Fox has distributed various commercially successful film series, including the live-action Alvin and the Chipmunks, Avatar, Titanic, the first 2 Star Wars trilogies, Ice Age, X-Men, Die Hard, Planet of the Apes, Night at the Museum, Fantastic Four, Alien and Predator. Television series produced by Fox includes The Simpsons, MASH, The X-Files, Bones, Family Guy, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Futurama, How I Met Your Mother, Glee, Modern Family, New Girl and 24. Among the most famous actresses to come out of this studio were Shirley Temple, who was 20th Century Fox's first film star, Betty Grable, Gene Tierney, Marilyn Monroe and Jane Mansfield. The studio also contracted the first African-American cinema star, Dorothy Dandridge. 20th Century Fox is a member of the Motion Picture Association of America MPAA. The Fox Film Corporation was formed in 1915 by theatre chain pioneer William Fox, who formed Fox Film Corporation by merging 2 companies he had established in 1913. Greater New York Film Rental, a distribution firm which was part of the Independence, and Fox or Box, depending on the source, Office Attractions Company, a production company. This merging of companies of 2 different types was an early example of vertical integration. Only a year before, the latter company had distributed Winsor McCay's groundbreaking cartoon Gertie the Dinosaur. Always more of an entrepreneur than a showman, Fox concentrated on acquiring and building theatres. Pictures were secondary. The company's first film studios were set up in Fort Lee, New Jersey, where it and many other early film studios in America's first motion picture industry were based at the beginning of the 20th century. In 1917, William Fox sent Saul M. Wurtzel to Hollywood to oversee the studio's West Coast production facilities, where a more hospitable and cost-effective climate existed for filmmaking. Fox had purchased the Edendale studio of the failing Selig Polyscope Company, which had been making films in Los Angeles since 1909 and was the first motion picture studio in Los Angeles. With the introduction of sound technology, Fox moved to acquire the rights to a sound-on-film process. In the years 1925 to 26, Fox purchased the rights to the work of Freeman Harrison Owens, the U.S. rights to the tri-ergon system invented by the 3 German inventors, and the work of Theodore Case. When rival Marcus Liu died in 1927, Fox offered to buy the Liu family holdings. Liu's Incorporation controlled more than 200 theatres as well as the MGM studio. When the family agreed to the sale, the merger of Fox and Liu's Incorporation was announced in 1929. 20th Century Pictures was created in 1932 by Joseph Scheneck, the former president of United Artists, and Daryl F. Zanuck from Warner Brothers. Financial backing came from Scheneck's younger brother, Nicholas Scheneck, president of Liu's, the theatre chain that owned MGM, and Louis B. Mayer of MGM, who wanted a position for his son-in-law, William Goetz. The company product was distributed by United Artists UA and leased space at Samuel Golden Studios. In 1942, Cyprus Skoras succeeded Kent as president of the studio. Together with Zanuck, who returned in 1943, they intended to make Fox's output more serious-minded. During the next few years, with pictures like The Razor's Edge, Wilson, Gentleman's Agreement, The Snake Pit, Boomerang and Pinky, Zanuck established a reputation for provocative adult films. Fox also specialized in adaptations of best-selling books such as Ben Ames Williams' Leave Her to Heaven in 1945, starring Gene Tierney, which was the highest-grossing Fox film of the 1940s. Fox also had two big science fiction hits in the 1960s, Fantastic Voyage, which introduced Raquel Welch to film audiences in 1966, and the original Planet of the Apes, starring Charlton Heston, Kim Hunter and Roddy McDowall in 1968. Fantastic Voyage was the last film made in CinemaScope, which was ultimately replaced by Panavision lenses. Zanuck stayed on as chairman until 1971, but there were several expensive flops in his last years, resulting in Fox posting losses from 1969 to 1971. Following his removal and after an uncertain period, new management brought Fox back to health. Under President Dennis Carruthers, Stanfield and production head Alan Lord Jr., Fox films connected with modern audiences. In 1977, Fox's success reached new heights and produced the most profitable film made up to that time, Star Wars. The film, which at that time was thought by many as an unmitigated disaster to begin with, is considered to be a landmark film in cinema history thanks to its imaginative and visionary direction and storytelling by George Lucas, groundbreaking visual effects and production values, John Williams' musical score, and the acting led by newcomers Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher. With financial stability came new owners, and in 1978 control passed to the investors Mayer Rich and Marvin Davis. Fox's assets included Pebble Beach Golf Links, the Aspen Skiing Company, and a Century City property upon which Davis built and twice sold Fox Plaza. Since January 2000, this company had been the international distributor for MGM UA releases. In the 1980s, Fox, through a joint venture with CBS called CBS Fox Video, had distributed certain UA films on video. Thus, UA had come full circle by switching to Fox for video distribution. Fox also makes money distributing films for small independent film companies. In 2008, Fox announced an Asian subsidiary, Fox Star Studios, a joint venture with Star TV, also owned by News Corporation. It was reported that Fox Star would start by producing films for the Bollywood market and then expand to several Asian markets. As of 2012 in Australia, 20th Century Fox have an expanded movie deals to replay movie and television content from television broadcasters. Network 10, 11 and 1. In August 2012, 20th Century Fox signed a 5-year deal with DreamWorks Animation to distribute on domestic and international markets. However, the deal does not include the distribution rights of previously released films. In 2012, Rupert Murdoch announced that News Corporation would be split into two publishing and media-oriented companies, a new News Corporation and 21st Century Fox, which houses Fox Entertainment Group and 20th Century Fox. Murdoch considered the name of the new company a way to maintain the 20th Century Fox's heritage as the group advances into the future. 20th Television is Fox's television syndication division. 20th Century Fox Television is the studio's television production division. During the mid-1950s, features were released to television in the hope that they would broaden sponsorship and help distribution of network programs. Blocks of 1-hour programming of feature films to national sponsors on 128 stations was organized by 20th Century Fox and National Telefilm Associates. 20th Century Fox received 50% interest in NTA Film Network after it sold its library to National Telefilm Associates. This gave 90 minutes of cleared time a week and syndicated feature films to 110 non-interconnected stations for sale to national sponsors. Between 1933 and 1937, a custom record label called Fox Movietone was produced starting at F100 and running through F136. It featured songs from Fox movies, first using material recorded and issued on Victor's Bluebird label, and halfway through switched to material recorded and issued on ARC's Dime Store labels, Millotone, Perfect, etc. These scarce records were sold only at Fox theatres. Fox Music has been Fox's music arm since 2000. It encompasses music publishing and licensing businesses, dealing primarily with Fox Entertainment Group television and film soundtracks. Prior to Fox Music, 20th Century Records was its music arm from 1958 to 1982. The 20th Century Fox Presents a radio series were broadcast between 1936 and 42. More often than not, the shows were a radio preview featuring a medley of the songs and soundtracks from the latest movie being released into the theatres, much like the modern-day movie trailers we now see on TV to encourage folks to head down to the nearest picture house. The radio shows featured the original stars, with the announcer narrating a wonderful lead-up which really encapsulated the performance, such as in the film Irene. Almost everybody who has listened to a radio has heard the haunting melodies of Alice's Blue Gown. Written 21 years ago, it has remained the popular classic ballad during all these years. Deciding to make this tune the main feature number of his picture, producer Will Cox garnered all the resources of Hollywood to make this one of the greatest production numbers of all time. Photographed entirely in dazzling technicolor and wearing her Alice Blue gown, Anna Neagle sings, who then began to sing the opening notes of the song. From its earliest ventures into movie production, Fox Film Corporation operated its own processing laboratories. The original lab was located in Fort Lee, New Jersey, along with the studio. A lab was included with the new studio built in Los Angeles in 1916. Headed by Alan E. Friedman, the Fort Lee lab was moved into the new Fox Studios building in Manhattan in 1919. In 1932, Friedman bought the labs from Fox for $200,000 to bolster what at that time was a failing Fox liquidity. He renamed the operation Deluxe Laboratories, which may much later become Deluxe Entertainment Services Group. In the 1940s, Friedman sold the labs back to what was then the 20th Century Fox and remained as president into the 1960s. Under Friedman's leadership, Deluxe added 2 more labs in Chicago and Toronto and processed films from studios other than Fox. The fanfare was originally composed in 1933 by Alfred Newman, who became head of 20th Century Fox's music department from 1940 until the 1960s. It was re-recorded in 1935 when 20th Century Fox was officially established. The Art Deco 20th Century Fox logo, designed by special effects animator and matte painting artist Emil Cosa Jr., originated as the 20th Century Pictures logo, with the name Fox substituted for Pictures Incorporation in 1935. The logo was originally created as a painting on several layers of glass and animated frame by frame. Over the years, the logo was modified several times. In 1953, Rocky Longo, an artist at Pacific Title, was hired to recreate the original design for the new CinemaScope process. In order to give the design the required width, Longo titled the Zero in 20th Century. It was first used on the film How to Marry a Millionaire, released in the same year. In the first 3 X-Men films and X-Men, Days of Future Past, the X in the Fox remains ghosted on the screen as a scene fades out. In trailers for X-Men Origins Wolverine, the logo appears chromed to match Wolverine's claws. In Moulin Rouge, the logo appears on a stage behind a red curtain with the conductor directing an orchestra playing the fanfare. In the 2003 production of The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the logo appears as a huge unlit monument dominating the nighttime London skyline. In The Diary of a Wimpy Kid films, the studio placed a cartoon version of the 20th Century Fox structure on the main studio logo. At the end of Fox's Futurama set in the 30th and 31st centuries, the logo is shown with the words 30th Century Fox Television. As a surprise twist, the opening fanfare for Alien 3 has a music freeze on the penultimate melody tone, an E-flat minor chord, and then adds wailing French horns and bending strings before continuing with a crash into the opening titles, thus setting the dark mood for the film. Also on The Simpsons Season 10 DVD, each disc's opening shows Bart Simpson running around the logo after tagging it with El Bato. while being chased by the squeaky-voiced teenager. Fox Searchlight Pictures, Fox Star Productions and Fox Studios Australia are just a few of the other corporate entities that have used variations on the original 1933 design. 21st Century Fox, the corporate successor to News Corporation, uses a logo incorporating a minimalistic representation of the searchlights. So we got to know about the various aspects of 20th Century Fox Film Corporation. We went through the company's history to its present day scenario. Hope the information was useful and have a good day ahead.